Hey parents, ever look at your 8-year-old and think, who is this kid? And what have they done with my sweet, innocent child? If that sounds even a little bit familiar, well, this explainer is definitely for you.
I mean, has your sweet little kid suddenly started debating every single rule? Are they pointing out what's fair and not fair in every situation? And if you dare to use the classic "because I said so" line, do you just get an eye roll as they walk away?
Okay, first, take a deep breath. You're not going crazy, and you're not doing a bad job as a parent. The truth is, your child's brain has just leveled up. This is a totally normal and, believe it or not, a really positive change.
To really understand this big shift, we need to hop in a time machine and go back just a few years. Let's think about what your child was like when they were, say, 4 or 5 years old.
Psychologists call this the pre-operational stage, but a better name for it is the center of the universe phase. Remember when they'd cover their eyes and genuinely believed they were invisible? Or when a broken cookie was the biggest tragedy of the day? They weren't being stubborn. Their brain was literally running on magical thinking. They just couldn't grasp logic or even the simple idea that your feelings might be different from theirs.
And because of that, your parenting style was probably something like a dictator. You could distract them, you could hide things, or you could just say, "because I said so." And here's the key thing. Back then, it worked. But then, right around age 7, something clicks and everything changes. Their brain unlocks a brand new superpower. Welcome to the tiny lawyer phase.
That magical thinking in their brain has been replaced by logic and reason. This is what psychologists call the concrete operational stage. And what that really means is, for the first time, they truly understand cause and effect. So now, rules aren't absolute commands anymore. Instead, they're like a puzzle, one where they can start looking for loopholes.
And I'm sure you've seen the signs. They notice in a split second if their sister got more juice. And the loopholes. You said no TV. You didn't say no iPad. Look, they aren't arguing just to annoy you. They're actually just flexing the muscles of their new logical brain.
So here's the most crucial point. You cannot parent a tiny lawyer the same way you parented a toddler. If you keep treating them like they don't understand logic, you'll actually end up crushing their growing sense of independence. Your role has to get an upgrade too.
You have to shift from being a dictator to being a coach. A coach doesn't just shout orders, they guide from the sidelines. They don't protect the player from every single mistake. Instead, they give them the chance to learn from natural consequences and become stronger.
So what's your new parenting formula? Well, since they now understand cause and effect, that's the master key to your new playbook. And the formula is beautifully simple, just 2 steps. First, stop fixing all their small problems for them. And second, let them feel the real consequences of their own choices. Now, I know that can sound a little harsh, but these are the exact lessons they need most at this age. The best example is the forgotten school bag. If they forget to pack their homework or their entire bag, do not rush to school to drop it off for them. Let them get a 0. Let them get a talking to from the teacher. That is the natural consequence that will teach them to take full responsibility for their things. Some people call this teaching radical ownership. Here's another one. When they have an argument with a friend, don't jump in and play judge to fix it. Coach them instead. Ask questions like, how do you think what you said made your friend feel? And, okay, so what's your plan to make it right? Let them find their own solutions. So parenting in this phase can be a little tricky, for sure, but now you have a new playbook. This is your chance to help shape your child into a responsible and resilient person. So now it's your turn. I'd love to know, what's the smartest or funniest loophole your tiny lawyer has used on you recently? Go ahead and share it in the comments.